lock myself the whole time in the bathroom.
Is to pretend that I'm sick.
チケット見せてください。ダメダメダメなの。チケット。チケットほらダメダメ。チケット。乗って。じゃあポリス呼ぶ。
I wish I was there so I can say assholu. Assholu. Democrato supporteru. Assholu. It is annoying, isn't it? Because I think like the worst is that it gives all foreigners a bad name, right? I guess it's something to do with what Johnny Somali started, which is to have content creators go into Japan and cause criminal activity. And then you have like other YouTubers that are now doing the same, but it seems to be like a trend. I guess it's like taking advantage of the politeness of Japanese society. And the fact that they're not used to seeing this type of behavior, so they're really bewildered, like they don't know what to do. If you try this stuff in Eastern Europe, yeah, don't. Just don't. Like some of the stuff I assume you may get away with, such as, you know, riding without a ticket or whatever. But like if you pull some of the stuff that Johnny Somali did, yeah, don't. I encourage you not to, because you'd be begging for the police to arrive. Now again, the more interesting aspect of it is that it's not just foreigners that are being affected by it. It's Japanese people themselves. Apparently, the lawmakers are trying to pass regulations to crack down on online streamers. I love the way that Japan is handling business, because other countries would just blame YouTube or they would blame the social media platform. But Japan goes like, no, it's the content creator that's the troublemaker. And also the people that are watching and giving super chats, encouraging illegal activities, are the troublemakers. So I don't know like what legislation is going to come down the pipeline. I do know that Japan has a culture that values privacy quite a bit, to the point where if you want to take a picture, you must make sure that if it's in a public place, you don't catch any people that don't want to be filmed. They are really big on privacy, believe it or not. So yeah, just like simply recording without someone's consent is a crime in Japan. And this is what these people are also committing. Just by being on a train and like filming random passerbys, that is not okay in Japan. Now, I do get what they're doing. It's like, can we travel Japan without any money, like $0? So they're like trying to hitchhike, and but it's a crime though, right? Like if you want to do it properly and actually be more impressive, it's like, why don't you take a bicycle? I mean, there's many people that do that. There's like right now, there's a guy that's trying to bicycle throughout the entire continent of Africa. Doesn't go very well for him. Had a couple of close calls. There were some guys that threw with rocks and spears after him. I'm not kidding. It's like, it's all over on social media. It is getting quite popular as well. But like there are ways you can do these events without having to break the law. And again, like the way that the people are reacting, the way that the commentary is set up, it makes fun of the Japanese people that are trying to enforce the law, right? Like they were making fun of that guy from the train that was asking them for tiqueto. It's, well, I guess it's just a new trend with content creators that go to Japan in order to get arrested. I would have to say it's not really good to be in a Japanese prison. I mean, they will deport your ass, but first they will allow you to experience life in a Japanese prison. I want to point out that if you don't know the language of another country, it's best not to end up in that country's penitentiary system. Like, I saw a lot of Westerners being very upset over the fact that Romania was holding Andrew Tate in a jail without charging him of anything. If you think that's bad, you should see at Japan. I mean, their police officers have over 70% conviction rating, and they also hold you in a jail without charging. And they will hold you there probably up until 1 year. I think they can legally do that. And at that time, you can always confess. And if you confess, you go to a prison and you get a lighter sentence. If not, well, after 1 year, you go to court. And again, the problem is that you don't know the language, and it's very likely that you don't know the legal system either. So yeah, I mean, why would you even want to be in that situation? And secondly, I always wonder when I see this. You know, I have my like Romanian perspective here, and when I see a YouTuber do these things, I wonder, what would their parents think? Like, what do the parents say when they see their son online going into a foreign country and creating criminal acts and also creating a massive embarrassment? Because watching the video, let's see. The participants begged for free rides, right? Like, imagine seeing your son going around begging people for money so they can get a free ride. They criticized the bus driver over a fare dispute. They evaded staff and checks. They hid in a train's restroom. And they used a fake hotel room for free buffet. Like, again, I do understand where this is coming from, right? It's like, oh, can you go through Japan without spending any money or whatever? But, like, if you create a challenge that can only be completed by committing criminal activity and criminal acts, then maybe don't do the challenge. And by the way, I have seen people do similar things, like, they try to travel through Europe without any money, and they use couch surfing, or they use Tinder. Like, you can do it by doing legal activities. And that was actually a wholesome video. Like, they made a lot of friends traveling through Europe without paying anything. But they just asked people for money, or they asked people to allow them to surf on their couch. Like, it is possible, right? Like, this is unacceptable. So anyway, the YouTuber, apparently, issued an apology in the comment section, emphasizing that making others feel bad was not their intention. And according to JR, they are aware of the video, and they are still in the process of conducting an investigation. So we don't really know what's going to happen. But like, the fact that this is yet another content creator that goes to Japan in order to get in trouble with the law and become, I guess, like a mainstream figure, nefarious figure, leads me to assume that soon the Japanese authorities are going to pass a very strict legislation, which is going to affect all streamers. It's probably going to affect tourists to a certain degree, but it may also affect Japanese streamers. And this will end up creating some resentment amongst the Japanese population towards the foreigner. Like, I know there may already be some, but like, why make it worse? Let me know what you guys think, and as usual, I will see you in the comment section. Take care. That was someone came up with the sponsor, like, hey V, you want to sponsor me on your channel? I'm like, no, I forget to sponsor myself. Jesus, I don't want that responsibility. But every now and then I remember, I do have a subscribe star, by the way. Like, you can support me there, or you can give me a super thanks, that also works, or become a member on the channel. I would very much appreciate it. And anyway, I'll see you guys in the comment section. Take care.